But I'm curious, what was a moment that made it real for you all during the show? Or maybe a different way to say it is, what was like the low point of your experience there? Where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to make it, or this is awful, huge regrets of doing this, whatever that moment was for you.
I felt that every day. Every day I'm like, why am I still here?
Yeah.
This is a choice. I'm making a decision to stay here.
Yeah.
I would say probably after the tunnels. For me, it was after the tunnels that night. I had panic attacks. I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm looking around, going crazy.
That was the first time I'd seen you really down.
Yeah,
I remember you telling me, you're
yes.
like, I don't know if I can do this. Is not worth it. Is what you were saying.
I kept coming back to that. Like why? Why am I still here? Why am I still doing that?
Yeah.
That was probably the low.
It's worth noting too. So you get paid to be on the show.
Yes.
But there's no incentive for making it past the very first minute of the show.
Yeah, because you get paid if you quit after 1 minute.
Same amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no prize at the end. There's no trophy.
Yes.
My low point was the night before we started, and I'm doing my last text with my wife, and we had to move homes while I was in Morocco, and moving day was the night before we started, and she texted me. She's like, the movers didn't show up, so I called the handyman, and he showed up with his wife, and we just started moving stuff.
Oh my god!
And on top of that, we have 2 little babies under 14 months. And she's like, one of them has a fever. And I was like, oh, baby, that sucks. I got to go. I'll talk to you in a week or 2. Okay? I love you. Like, so that was like already kind of a low point because I felt really guilty about being away and playing G.I. Joe while this was happening. The other low point, honestly, I was weirdly high spirits the entire time. I just kept thinking this is amazing because I didn't get to play professional football.
What was amazing? Say more about that. Like, what did you enjoy about it?
It was such a rush, the whole thing. I thought it was so cool, and I don't know. I sound like look. The reason why those guys hated me is because I was like kind of happy and confident or overconfident the entire time. But that's because I actually was extremely confident
and a smart ass.
I didn't, and a smart ass about it.
Yes.
I was not shaken at once. The only moment I'd say that was like a little concerning was after we did those tunnels, and afterwards, all of us had so much dirt in us, and everyone's coughing, right? And I coughed like 10 times, and on the 10th cough, dry dirt came out of my like a poof of dust, and I was like, how was that in me? Like that seems like something's like, am I gonna die?
It was funny because I would say 16 of the 18 of us, was there 18 or
18? Yes.
18, like snapped into roll. It was, hey, this thing is starting. We're gonna be hands by our side, looking straight forward, quiet, listening. But you and Nick had this, I guess, moxie about you that I think did help in removing yourself from the discomfort and pain of it, like the agony of it. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, maybe wasn't the most helpful for you both in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like you really have to buy in, other's it comes off as disrespectful.
It was free entertainment for us, though.
Yes, it was.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, we felt it when you guys left because it was y'all were the entertainment. But I think that what's interesting is everyone on this show has their personality outside of it. They have their thing, their platform, who they are. But I feel like we became different characters. Mm-hmm. If you were to paint it as a movie, everyone became a unique character, I feel like, on the show. Like a different character of themselves that, like, maybe you wouldn't have seen or felt if you hadn't done something like this. Yeah, like obviously Shawn is an incredible competitor and like has won at the highest level you could ever win anything. But she is a total sweetheart, girl's girl, but as soon as she was there, she was fierce, eye on the prize. Like nothing was going to, and that was your character. Like that was who you are. I just feel like everyone had their part, you know?
That was one of my favorite things though, is like a lot of us didn't know each other and didn't even know who each other were. Mm-hmm. And it stripped you down so much that there was no contextual clues of like, you are in reality TV or you're a singer or whatever. And you got to like know people for who they were foundationally instead of for like what the world said. Mm-hmm. And then you found out a lot of things when we got home. Like, oh, maybe I should go look this person up. Yeah. And it's like, oh gosh, I had no clue. Yeah. But it actually is really cool because you got to know each other on like a different level.
For those listening, there was no phones, no contact with the outside world. You're just in a tent together or in a car together, and you're just with each other, present fully for a long period of time, which is a really cool way to get to know somebody.
And you don't know who's on the show until the show starts.
Right.
So like we weren't doing press together. We didn't find out days before. I mean, a couple of us did because we were on the plane. But otherwise, everyone else, we found out when we got into the barracks.
Yeah.
Well, back to Randall's point about like why he did this and the rush that you kind of miss from football, but it's also the camaraderie. Like the locker room, I think, is the biggest thing as an athlete you miss, and like you said, to be in those tight quarters and to spend 18 hours a day really with each other. It's like you really get to know someone, and you're going through something, just like sports, like hardships and tough times and adversity. It's like you pull together. Doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, and you get to really see people, in a different light, which is so cool.
That was my favorite part of it, was the camaraderie. I mean, after 24 hours, it felt like we had been together for months.
Yeah.
All of us were very close,
Very
Quick.
fast.
crazy fast. Like, and it felt like
elbows and butts.
Yeah, I was giving him massages, like real intimate massages, which I hope were helpful. I hope they helped out. I tried to do my best work.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, when I knew a day in, I was like, oh, I want to be like best friends with these people forever.
Yeah. It's trauma bonding to
It
a certain
is.
extent,
Well, I was gonna say, even there were some dynamics where like people weren't always like fully getting along, but there was like trust, and you would get to a challenge and you'd be literally afraid you were going to die, and you'd have to like lean on each other, and you like had this bond where we might not be best friends outside the show, but like I trust you with my life.
I
That's
had
the
that
team
moment
aspect.
with this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt the moment, but I did. When we had to do a bee sting, it's like, listen, I've known Randall
a
and
bee sting,
Ida now.
Jesse?
The bee sting is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Explain.
what
Oh,
is it?
sorry. I'm like, you don't know? You're there. It's ultimately like your roughing it punishment, where they just put you through these intense, terrible workouts
And it'd be at like 1:30 in the
where
morning.
you're dunking yourself in water and having to like climb monkey bars, and you're, army climbing
that
through
hurts
gravel.
so
Through the
bad.
freaking
Through the
Oh
gravel,
my gosh,
and you're
that tore
slicing
me
up. But
up.
it was this moment where Randall and I were paired together quite a bit, and like, listen, I've known them for a while now, but never in my life of meeting them for the first time at the pediatrician's office. Eric had already known Randall from football, but I didn't get to meet them until later on in like life. Never did I think meeting this beautiful couple at the pediatrician's office would I be army crawling next to this guy, using our elbows, getting sliced up through the gravel. And I looked over at him at one point in the middle of it, they're screaming, and I'm like, our eyes connected, and I was like, okay, we got this. We're doing this. We are doing this. And it was like that look of reassurance of like, let's just keep going, because like we're there and we got this. But it was just moments that you would never like think would ever happen to you until they're there. Like you were connecting, you were bonding in ways like you got to be there for each other.
That's the team aspect, right? That's exactly what you talk about. That's missed is those moments, because you don't get to experience that in everyday life, right?
Y'all
Like
did that in football, and when I told
Yes.
I never got to do that. I was never on teams growing up. I was singing on shows and stuff. Like I was never part of group sports in that way. So in that moment, I got to feel what you guys got to feel of like, you're in this together. It was the coolest feeling. And I'm like, no wonder you loved this so much.
Yeah.
You got to make that eye contact with guys on the field of like, we're about to go do this and we're in this together. Like that has to be the greatest feeling.
It was so fun in that regard. I mean, that was probably, I think, what got me through the whole thing, was always trying to find someone else to help or to focus on
support system.
during each thing. And it didn't give me time to think about anyone else. Like the tunnel one, Brianna, we were all
We were there.
we're
yeah.
like Randall and Brianna, but I was right behind Brianna crawling, and she was freaking out from like the first 3 seconds. So I didn't really I spent the whole tunnel just trying to get her through it. So it's like, that's a gift to me because I didn't get the opportunity. And that was definitely a hack for me in getting through everything, was finding someone to help.
Yeah.
That's what's great though about like, again, sports and military, and just like if everyone could experience something like this, the selflessness that you really, because you're thinking about someone else. And like, I feel like in our society, I'm just saying it's a good lesson to learn is that like,
Totally.
the
We go further
hack
together.
is put others before yourself.
Yeah.
And
That's, when I talk to my daughter has anxiety, one of the things that I try to teach her is like, hey, when you have these negative feelings, like obviously it's good to have them and to live in them whenever you want to, but if you want to get rid of them, the best thing to do is to find someone else to focus on to focus on giving or helping them with their feelings, and it kind of displaces, thinking about yourself.
What was your low point, Eric?
Probably the production day prior to starting. Yeah, because you get first class tickets, like you said, the meals, nice hotels, and boom, 45-minute drive to this like shed in the middle of nowhere. It's hot, and the power keeps going in and out. And doing the couple interview, we were there for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like, and I wasn't giving them what they wanted, so I sat in that chair by myself for like 5 hours. And it was just like, I was like, what do we do? Like, I don't want to do this for I'm about to go and, beat myself up. And like, I'm already like kind of trying to lock into the experience.
Yeah.
But no, I think that was kind of the kicker to start was like, this is like, man, this is a TV show. This is part of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say that's the low light in a sense. Other than that, like, there were some grind days, but when you kind of sit in your barrack on your little cot and you look across and everyone's kind of like exhausted and you can just see that they're wearing it. It's like, man, it's like we're doing this together. This is pretty cool. Like
connected.
Yeah.
And just to paint the scene a little more, like you're laying in this tent that's maybe 40 feet by 20 feet. All the cots are laid out and they're maybe spaced 3 feet between each other. You have a foot locker that you have to have organized, and they walk you through this whole rigmarole of how it needs to be set up. And you're living with each other in close quarters. And so
no crutch.
Yeah, there's no crutch.
There's no crutch. You just you end up having conversation and you getting to know each other on such a intimate, deep level.
Yeah.
And I think that just grows that bond, being able to, there's so many conversations that I've had with all of you all that like I'm bonded by, right?
Yeah.
That we just have a different connection now than before.
What was your low point, Jesse?
I would say the very first night that we were laying there and it's like 3 a.m. and everyone's asleep and I'm just laying there in my thoughts. That probably was the lowest I felt of like, what did I just get myself into? I have 4 kids at home. I have never left the baby this long. Why am I doing this? Like, why? What am I? I have nothing I need to prove to anybody. My respect and love for our military is already the highest it can be. That this isn't me learning any gratitude further regarding it. Like my gratitude is high. Like I don't know why I'm doing this. And I was just feeling this anxiety at 3 a.m, over and over again. That's the lowest I think I felt, truly. And then I felt like I just kept saying, just get through another day. Just get through another day because I want to be here. I want to be here with Eric. And as long as Eric stays, as long as I'm going to stay. And the minute he goes, I'm going.
Yeah.
That was my thought process. So as long as he can handle it is how long I'm going to handle it.
Yeah.
There was a video that I saw right before we started. It was a Navy SEALs guy that he was talking about just getting to the next meal. And that was one thing I think I don't know if y'all ever listened or heard me say that, but I was like, let's just get to breakfast.
Yeah.
Let's just get to lunch. Let's just get to dinner. And it just like, instead of looking at the big picture of it, it was like, let's day by day, let's focus in on whatever this little task that we're getting ready to do. They have to feed us at some point. So just like, let's just get to that next meal. And as long as we keep that mindset and keep everything one step at a time, we'll be able to get through it.
Dude,